Welcome, everybody. I am so glad for another meeting of the iBug Android Insight Call, where we come together as an Android community and talk about everything Android. Whether it's your smartphone, and it doesn't matter if you have a Samsung, or if you have a Pixel, or if you have anyone that runs the Android platform. We talk about tablets, whether it's your Fire tablet, Samsung tablet, Android tablet, Google Pixel tablet, Google tablet. Ooh, I'm having fun tonight. It's where we have fun and talk about it all. We even add in your Alexa devices and your Google devices. So if you have that nice little A lady, you in the right place. If you have that nice little G-man, you in the right place. You can even throw in your Fire TVs, whether it's the Fire TV or it's your Samsung TV, that's all running on the Android platform. And if anybody have questions about Braille devices that run on the Android platform, you in the right place. So welcome to the Android iBug community. And I did that backwards. That is so much fun. I am Ava Caruth. I am your facilitator out of Houston, Texas. And my co-facilitator.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Harshi from Central Florida area, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
And we can't forget our lady that keeps us in line.
Hi, everybody. I'm Julie. I'm from Houston, and welcome to the show.
All right, y'all. Y'all know this is the second month of the year, and we're already halfway through the month. But we are here on the third Wednesday, our special day. Just to do a little bit of iBug catch up for everybody. We have the iBug movie Friday night. And this Friday night's movie is Sinners 2025. Movie starts at 8. I believe sign-in starts about 7:15 for the pre-show. So I hear it's a great movie. I will be trying to get on myself that night. But we also have the iBug Vila Book Club. It will be on March 12th. The book this for March is called Heartwood by Amity somebody. But you will, if you're not signed up on the ibugtoday.org site to get their monthly emails that let you know what's going on, please go to ibugtoday.org and sign up. Hershey, you want to let them know how else to get in touch with us, especially about our iBug Android call?
Sure. If you are able to get onto YouTube, go ahead and look out for us and type in iBug Android Insight, or just type in iBug Today. When you type in iBug Today, go to the channel. Under the playlists, you'll find a iBug Android Insight playlist as well. So it has about 50 plus episodes. I gotta go check how many is in there. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of episodes of all the past shows. And so if you missed today's episodes or something we said, you could come back to that as a reference. One addition thing I also want to remind you is you could also get onto the mailing list. So if you send in a blank email to ibug Android Insight +, subscribe at groups.io, you can be put on the mailing list. And if you have any questions in the meantime, from this episode to the next one, you could always email us in between. So that's one other way you could communicate with us while we're not on air.
All right. Well, let's do a roundabout introduction. and let people introduce themselves. Let us know if you're new to the show, how you heard about the show, and what type of Android device you have.
Janice from Maryland, Galaxy Z Fold 5, and about 4 Echo devices from show to dots.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jim Temper from St. Louis, Missouri, and I have a cell phone. And it's a Galaxy. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
This is Foster from Houston. I have a couple of Echo speakers, Android TV. My wife's got a Galaxy Z Fold 5. I got a Pixel 7 Pro, and I'm waiting for that new Pixel speaker with Gemini built in to come out this spring.
Interesting. All right. Welcome back.
And see, I didn't even have to text Foster tonight.
It's Rosetta Stone Brown from Conyers, Georgia. And I heard about, I hear on all the iBug announcements you're there, so I decided to come by and say hello.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, Ava.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Kenny.
Yep, Matt Susie from Virginia.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? Welcome back.
Yeah, how's it going?
So what do we have? We have we still have a couple Samsungs and Pixel phones, right? Or
Sue has a Samsung S25.
right.
And we have 3 Alexas in the house as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. You start calling out by name. So thank you for thank you for always coming back, and we look forward to maybe getting some questions from you. All right. Anybody else wants to introduce themselves?
This is John from BC, Canada.
Hey, John. How's it going? Welcome back.
Good. Just to let everyone out there know, I have a Google speaker, an Amazon speaker, and a Pixel 9a. And I hear that Google released a Pixel 10a, so interested in that.
Awesome. Yes, I did hear that. $4.99 pretty much, but we'll talk about that down the show. But yes, thank you so much for joining me back again, and we'll see what we could figure out in a little bit. Anybody else want to introduce themselves, please?
Hi, this is Wanda from New Jersey, and I have a Samsung S24 and 4 Lady 8s.
Awesome. All right. Well, look forward to maybe answering a couple questions if you got any new ones, or figure out what's new out there. But thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else?
This is Dale from Cleveland.
Hey, Dale. What's going on?
Hi, Hershey. Yes, I have 2 Samsung S23 Pluses. One is mine, one's my wife's.
Awesome.
And I have 2 Echo Dots.
Sweet. So we got a little mixture of everything. Okay, cool. Thank you. Well, pleasure to have you back, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'll keep it going with anybody else that wants to introduce and let us know who you are.
Yes, hi, this is Mark from London, Ontario, Canada.
Hey, Mark. How's it going? And I heard London, Ontario, Canada?
Yep.
Awesome. So first, where did you hear from? Where did you hear about us?
Actually, from Canadian Council of the Blind, one of their calls. There's a number of people there that mentioned it.
Fantastic. Well, pleasure to have you on board, and hopefully we'll get some questions and things answered for you tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. All right. Anybody else want to introduce themselves? If not, pass it back to Miss Ava. Not even much. So if not, Miss Ava, do you have any other thoughts?
Oh yeah, I got one more thing to announce.
Go ahead.
If everybody will stay on the call, I'd say around 8:15, we will be drawing for our $50 giveaway this month. So we only do it 3 times out of the year, and this will kick off for 2026 February. So just hang around for all new members, all old members who have attended the show, all except for anybody who is affiliated with iBug as a facilitator. Those are the only ones that are exempt. So unfortunately, I know me, Hershey, and Julie, we get exempt from the drawing. So,
Best of success to everybody else, though.
Yeah. So we will be drawing, I'd say, between 8:15. So if you want to be in the drawing, you must be here on the call. And it will be a gift card. So whoever wins, all I ask is that you stay on after the call ends and we end the recording so that I can get your email address and pass it on to our heads, Michael McCullough, who is the president and coordinator of iBug, and let them know between him and Sandhya, the winner, and they will get in contact with you via email to see how you want your card. Okay?
Thank you, Ava.
All right. So, you know what, Hershey? I feel like questions right now. I may be brain fried, but I feel like questions. Don't you?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Julie, you cool with that too?
I'm down. Let's go.
All right. So right now, if anybody has any comments, questions, or anything to announce about Android. Yeah, I know. This I get for studying. But the floor is open.
Hi, this is Susie. I have a question. I was having problems last week. I was on a Zoom call and I was trying to use my phone and I was able to click on the hyperlink and it went to the next page. But then like they were asking for a password and it was a whole bunch of numbers. My question is, I don't know how to copy and paste. So on the original email, it had the password number and everything. I don't know how to do that on my phone.
All right. Thank you, Susie, for your question there, and welcome back. Anybody have any insight to figure out how can we either, for one, get the password copied for future meetings? Go ahead.
This is Kevin.
Hey, go ahead, Kevin.
So there's a few different ways. So when you have the email open, you navigate to the password and you double tap with 3 fingers. Sometimes it will let you copy that way. Sometimes it will not. The problem is that sometimes it says password : and so when if you copy that way, it's going to copy the word password and the actual password. So the next option is a little more challenging, but you swipe to the right with 3 fingers until you get to words and you move to where the numbers are. You swipe down, and when it says those numbers, then you tap with 3 fingers and go to copy last spoken phrase to get just those numbers. Now, if it has the word password on the first row, on the first line, and then the actual code on the second line, then you're in luck because you can double tap with 3 fingers.
Yep. So double tap with 3 fingers. So that copies it. I think we lost you there, Kevin. But again, a couple different ways to at least copy a password or in any number, because a 3-finger double tap is the gesture to copy. And then if you were in a blank field, you would 3-finger triple tap to paste it. But anybody else have any more insight on that question? All right, I'm not really hearing anything, but hopefully we got something kind of going for you there, Susie. If anything, we could always try to revisit the question in another way a little bit later down the show.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so anybody else have any questions or thoughts that they would like to know about Android? Huh. I guess...
You so quiet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so tell me about the 10A they just came out with.
Well, in which regards would we like to know more information about this? Because what I would say the 10A would be is their affordable model, if you want to call it that, which it's not quite their flagship, but their mid-range device. And most of the time they may make it with plastic versus glass. I haven't checked out the exact specs from, I know the release just came out, I think today or yesterday, or at least pre-orders are out. And the device itself, you could probably find anywhere for about $350 with specific deals. However, having that talkback does not really rely on any of the different cycles. Whatever new version of TalkBack is out, you'll be able to utilize that version of TalkBack. So for new buyers or people that are interested in trying to get into a simply Android type of device, it's a great device to have because of the TalkBack being on one cycle. Similarly, you have Select to Speak with the Android Accessibility Suite, which that's where it comes in. Same information there. You get all the latest coming from Google. So for 10A coming from the Google's team, I would say it's not a bad price for about $400. And for Samsung, they're going to be coming out with their 26 variants. So like the Ultra, for example, will be coming out soon, but it's probably going to be a good $1,200 probably. That's a wild guesstimate, but yeah.
This is Kevin.
Go ahead, Kevin.
So the upgrades for the Pixel 10a, there's no internal upgrades as far as for the first time they went with last year's year before last processor. So if you have a 9A, you basically have a 10A as far as the internals go. It does have an upgrade in the Gorilla Glass 7i. The camera bar is completely flat with the back of the phone. And you might want to buy it because you like the colors. It has some interesting color wave for the Pixel 10a. Some people are receiving $50, $100, $150 promo codes if you purchased a Pixel before using your Gmail address. And on the Google website, it says get it for $49 with the right trade in. I didn't check to see which trade ins, but unless you want the flat camera back and the upgraded Gorilla Glass, or you really like the color, if you already have the 9A, then I would just wait and see what they do, or just wait for the 10, the regular 10 to go on sale when it gets closer to time for the 11 to come out.
Exactly. And we have Google I/O coming up in May. Is that correct, Kevin?
Yeah, they just put it out, the announcement today that it's coming in May. I don't know if they have the exact dates. So we don't, maybe the speaker will be released at that time, or maybe they're just going to randomly release it in March or April.
Right.
Or June.
Does it, I don't know, it's hard to speculate maybe if the 11 comes out in August then, if that's their flagship cycle, because they have kind of spun it up a couple months. Yeah. So
are they making a...
Go ahead.
What's false? Are they making they're going to do another fold, or are they going to...
If they do... Go ahead.
They are?
Well, everything is pointing to yes. The fold is the fold and the 11s and this new August cycle seem to be paying off for them in great ways. So I mean, they haven't said anything about canceling the fold.
It would feel that the fold is now part of the lineup. So like they did the fold first, right? And then they said, okay, we'll get the 9 fold, then now the 10 fold, and so on and so forth. So I think on the Pixel side, August is when you'll find the flagships. Pretty much August is the dates now, or the month now rather, because before they were, I want to say October for their release dates, and then to September you had Apple come out with their stuff, and then Samsung typically also did a August release date. So what Samsung does is Samsung will come out with their new foldables during the summertime. So August more than likely will be the Samsung foldable month, whereas their S lineup, which is the S flagship, would come out typically in the month of February. So February 25th is when it's slated out to come out.
They're trying to get that back to school money.
You know, my S22 has been saying that the battery's kind of this and that, and I'm considering, but I don't know. I wouldn't mind the 11 for sure. 11 XL, let's call it that. But, yeah.
And another updates are 7 years now?
Exactly.
On the door
you
phones.
have the S22 Ultra, for example, had a 5-year update, which was the first one that they kind of said, okay, we'll add more updates to it. And now they have, I think, gone off doing at least 6 to 7 years on security and hardware. Same thing with Pixel. They've gone with longer duration. So I guess you're keeping your device a little bit longer as you wish. All right. Yep. Go ahead.
Hey, what's my friend name I met from the chain? Wanda from New Jersey. We haven't heard from you in a while.
Precisely. Yeah. Welcome back.
Hi, Foster. It's Wanda. How are you?
I'm well. And yourself?
I'm great. I do have a Samsung question.
Go for it.
May I ask? Yeah.
Please.
So I have an S24, and my vision, I'm kind of transitioning between, I'm really losing most of it, and even my high contrast is kind of going. So with that being said, I don't know all the gestures that I should know. And so I do rely on tapping out some words. I speak most of it if I can, but, you know, if I got to capitalize and put in things, blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, can I customize the Google keyboard that I use on my S24 to where I can double tap everything so that I don't have to sit and constantly delete because I'm tapping the wrong letter or, the incorrect letter the first time. So, back on the S22 and the S21, with the Samsung keyboard and with the Google keyboard, if I recall, it was a double tap to enter any of the letters or the characters.
Right.
Now, there's only double taps for certain characters, but the letters and, regular symbols are all a single tap. Can I customize it to double tap everything so that I'm not making as many mistakes?
No worries. All right, perfect. Thank you, Ms. Fonda, for your question. And anybody have any insights on how we could have, let's say, just double tapping everything? How I understand it is a little different, but I'll first let the audience kind of give some insight. Anybody have any idea?
This is Kevin.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yes, you can go, and it's under the keyboard. My Samsung is dead right now, so I can tell you that where it is in Google. So you tap once with 3 fingers and go to talkback settings.
Okay, talkback settings.
And it is down on the, because they just redid these settings, so that's why I don't know where it is. Okay. On-screen keyboard.
What's it called,
so
Kevin?
Right now on the new TalkBack, the way they've done the settings, it's actually in plain sight. It used to be under advanced, but now it says on-screen keyboard. So if I double tap this, it says typing preference, hold finger to hold and lift. That's what it's on by default. And then, but I can double tap and go in here and I can change it to double tap.
So I'm going into typing preferences and looking for double tap.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. That will save me so much time. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And that basically goes for any of the Pixel users and for Samsung users. It's the same because you're using the same pretty much TalkBack. So if you have the 3 types, you have either double tap every single character for everything. The other one is you would double tap your, let's say, enter buttons or shift buttons and such. And then you also have where you could take off all kind of the double tap feature altogether, where if you tap it, it presses. And for some people that might be good, and for others, if you're making mistakes, it's better off to feel where you feel comfortable, and if it's double tapping it, then you got you there.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Can I wait? Just one more question. Can I double back to Susie's question? So, in order to copy and paste a specific phrase or set of numbers, I think Kevin said it's a 2-finger triple tap to copy. Is that correct?
3-finger double tap.
3-finger double tap to copy. And then how do you paste it? Same thing?
3-finger triple tap.
3-finger triple tap. Okay. And will TalkBack alert me that I've copied, and then it'll alert me that it's pasted?
Yes.
Yes, it'll say copy text. Mm-hmm. And it'll also tell you if you happen to be in a place where you can't copy the text, and that's when you would use the copy last spoken phrase. So sometimes, even when you're in like the middle of an email or something like that, it'll let you copy. There's other times that for some strange reason it won't let you copy. So then you have to use the copy last spoken phrase.
So it's 3-finger double tap to copy, right? And then the 3-finger triple tap to paste.
Yes.
Do I have that right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
No worries. And let me give you a good example, because you also mentioned you use Gboard, right? So, before I forget, let me give you the phone number. It's 123-555-55544, right? And wait. How am I going to remember what was that phone number? So if I just did copy last spoken phrase, I just copied that little blurb I just said to you, I could go ahead back into my clipboard and I'll go open up a new text message, and I'm looking for that phone number. So all I need to do there is go to my clipboard. I got that phone number already clipped out of there. The little message that I sent you that, hey, before I forget, blah, 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 blah. So you don't always have to remember where in the focus, to grab that telephone or a phone number or address. email address, perhaps. It's a really quick way to use Gboard. The clipboard feature is really a sharp hidden feature, I would call it. So if you're ever using the Google Gboard especially, I think Susie might be using it as well, using that clipboard. So if you imagine you wanted that Zoom link, you heard www.zoom.us, blah, blah, whatever. So you started hearing it. If she just went and did a gesture for the copy last spoken phrase, which I have mine customized to like swipe down and right, just a little quick, makes it fast. And so you're grabbing that link. So when I need to go to that Zoom meeting, I could find that Zoom meeting link really fast. Another place I would use the Gboard is, again, trying to grab an email address or something. I could quickly go to the clipboard and copy out exactly that email into the to field and then put in the subject line to make that process a little bit faster. And then on the subject of the body of the email, you could start using dictation and start just saying hello, new paragraph, and say your message, send. And your productivity level goes kind of up. Just wanted to share that.
Yeah, because I'm struggling right now because previously I could kind of pick up what, the how something is exactly spelled, and I could kind of, click it out myself. But now that's not happening. So if I'm able to go in and copy and paste an email and do it that way, it will help me a great deal. I want to practice that, guys. Thank you so much.
For sure. And if the 3 fingers double tap and triple tap is a little bit much, then you could always change it.
Okay.
All you basically do is you make it a custom gesture. So you could just go under all your talkback settings as we just did. You go to customize gestures. And then for whatever gesture you may feel suitable, you could change that. So it makes it much faster to either do copy last spoken phrase or just do a simple copy and cut if maybe fingers and dexterity is an issue. So,
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, first, this is Foster.
Go ahead, Foster.
Actually, you or Kevin can probably answer this question.
Okay.
So speaking of the clipboard, like I don't use TalkBack a whole lot, but for people that do, how would you pin your like something you like for example, when I book my ride through the Prepared Transit, there's we had the ability now to put special instructions in. So how could you, with using TalkBack, how could you pin that, like say pin something you copied to the clipboard using TalkBack?
All right, Kevin, I'll let you go ahead. I think you may have insight on this too.
Okay, so but first I wanted to say that about the clipboard and URLs, to make sure that you get the full URL, I always double tap and hold until that menu comes up, and that ensures that you get the full URL. Actually copying URLs is easier than the other because you don't have to worry, and double tapping and holding is always available to you, especially when you have a link. And then also dealing with the keyboard and changing it to double tap mode on the Samsungs, because they're not on TalkBack 16.2 yet. The keyboard typing modes is under advanced still after I check the TalkBack settings.
Got it.
Thank you.
So with the pinning, think I understand what you're talking about, but are you saying so that you could easily paste those instructions anytime you need to, or?
Correct.
Kevin, couldn't he do that in the keyboard where it's replacement text? This is Cliff, by the way.
Yeah, so that's the feature that Hershey was talking about. So this is where it's better to enable the clipboard. You have to go through a couple of settings and a couple of permissions, but once it's active, and you can open the clipboard and it has like a history. And so if you have something that you're pasting all the time, like my delivery instructions for DoorDash and different stuff like that, then you could swipe to that piece of text, that clip of text, and double tap, and inserted. But I don't know like of a place where like usually instructions like that I'm going to use over and over again. I keep it in Google Keep and I just copy it out of Google Keep and put it where I need it.
I could have sworn there was a section in the clipboard, or not the clipboard, but the keyboard that says replacement text, and you can just type like 3-4 letters, and it'd be the shortcut, and then it just puts it in there, like, and it types out the phrase for you. It's called replacement text. I could have swore I saw that in the settings, but I could be mixing up with iOS.
So Cliff,
this is. So let me just
go ahead.
So no, this is actually. So without using TalkBack, if you if you have something that you want to state, that you want to keep in the clipboard, keep on the clipboard all the time. If you hold down that text or whatever you saved, it gives you the option to pin it to the clipboard. So what I'm asking is, how would you do that using TalkBack?
That would work the same way in TalkBack then. If you double tap and hold, those same options are going to come up. But I have to look into the replacement text. There's a lot of clipboard features and things on that toolbar that I've never touched. So what Cliff is saying might be true. I just have not. I just mainly use the clipboard, and I use the clipboard history a lot.
And Foster, y'all just now getting special instructions? We've had that with Metro here for at least as long as I've been here. How long have you had that, Kevin?
That's a whole nother call and a whole nother area.
This is Janice.
Go ahead,
yes, Janice.
So when you pin something to your clipboard, how do you flip back and forth? Like if you don't want to use what you pinned all the time and you copied something else that you want to use, how do you flip back and forth?
That's what I'm going to explain here real quick. So there's different ways of how, once you turn on the clipboard, so what the clipboard will do is, I wanted to remember, let's say, a YouTube link, a playlist. Let's say I wanted to remember a website for something. And I wanted to remember a website for a group that I belong to that I send to everybody often. So you have those 3 links, but you know that last link that I just said, you want to have that pinned. So you press and held that link's name, and then you pinned it. So we have 2 links that are just sitting there in the history, and then 1 link that was pinned. We have mentioned 3 links so far. So what happens is when you pin a link, you are going to hear a heading called pin links or pinned. If you want, you could have about 5, 10, whatever amounts of links you want down there. It's just that it's going to be after that heading where it says pinned. So what happens for that is those links may be your playlist for your channel or something. Or you may go send people emails often with a invite link to a Zoom meeting or something. So rather than having to go find where you place something, you could go ahead and pin it, and it'll be under the pinned heading. Whereas if you just left it, copied it once, after about 3 to 5 hours, that link will disappear because of safety or privacy. So I want to say it's about 2 hours or so. The link does disappear on its own. So if you are going to use it often, then make sure you pin it. The replace and find feature, as we were talking about, is another feature altogether. You could use a dictionary feature, meaning you go to your settings in your keyboard, you go to dictionary, and then you set up like a dictionary word. You make it say A, B, C, and by the time you put in C, maybe that's your address to come home, because that's what you put in your Uber or your Lyft. You may have another feature within the keyboard that's called find and replace, where you know that you're going to use this one quote or one word often. So you could go ahead and use specific features like find and replace, where it copies that last bit of copied text. So there's multiple ways of kind of going along, but the best workflow would depend on you. Just know the clipboard feature, you have to go under the Google Gboard clipboard and just turn on the clipboard setting. And I believe that there's also a similar feature with Samsung, but I just don't use it as often. But any other questions or thoughts? Please feel free to keep on coming. No more thoughts about that? Oh, okay. We did have a lot of Amazon people up in here too. So what will we say as far as in Amazon world? Is everybody comfortable with what is going on right now?
This is Wanda.
Go ahead.
This is Wanda. So I recently, because I have Prime, my Lady A decided to upgrade to Lady A Plus on her own. I did get instructions on how to exit it if I wasn't happy with it. And I ended up doing that because there were several daily things that I do daily that Plus doesn't understand, and I'd have to exit out of it and go back in. Is anybody having that issue? Like things that my regular Lady A recognize things that I do, it just would play that podcast or it would play that particular game or whatever. Whereas in order for me to play it on Plus, I'd have to say enable it every single time and every single day. So after about a week and a half of that, I just exited out of it and went back to basic.
I did the same thing. I went back to basic. I didn't like it either.
I didn't enjoy it at all. Yeah.
Anybody else have any other difficulties? I don't have any of them. So, hey, G, what's up, G? Sorry.
This was Foster.
Oh,
go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, I was just saying that I had some of the same. I got one of the early adopter things, so I've been using it since maybe April or March, whenever they. And I was doing one of those things where I was going back and forth, but finally, especially once they added the support for the Bard mobile skill and my air fryer, I just pretty much stuck with it, and it seemed to get rid of all the kinks. So now, I mean, all of the games, maybe I'm not playing the same games, but all the games and everything that I wanted to do, I have a 6-month subscription to Amazon Music, so any podcast, the news feed, like the radio stations, the Sirius XM, like everything is working. I even got the test trial for where you're supposed to be able to like order food and stuff completely hands-free. So it's like a tremendous improvement. The searchability, the AI features. I mean,
you get 6 months. They only offer me a week.
I got a new device. So they gave me 6 months, but a search with Alexa or whatever it was used to be horrible. Like it was no comparison to Google. But now that they've added the AI feature, like it is tremendous. I mean, I can ask it what clothes to wear, what to match, what this looks like. Like it's just tremendous what it is. The improvements to me.
Yeah, this is Foster.
Go ahead, Foster.
Yeah, and I think what it is, like Kevin is talking about, what it does is the more frequently you use something, the things you use most frequently is actually like learning it. So I noticed it does get better because I was frustrated in the beginning too. And then also, I don't know if you guys noticed in the Alexa app that they moved so now it's your skills are no longer in the same place. It's like they call it the store. What is it called, Kevin? I can't think of it right now. So they've added new skills that's supposed to better work with the AI version of it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because I haven't had to enable a skill in a long time. I just ask for what I want and she just turns it on.
Right. Yeah. So it is a little different, but like if you have some old, because they're doing the AI stuff, they have Uber. I think you can use it. You can use Alexa now to basically order your ride. With the AI version, you can order your ride, connect your Uber app to to it, and then you can actually order your ride and pay for your ride and everything through if you use the AI version.
This is Wanda. That sounds wonderful. I'd love to do it. And maybe I just don't have the patience because, like I said, I think I held on for about 2 weeks. And the series of routines that I had, I kept having to enable them every day in order for her to play them. And some of them she didn't recognize and just wouldn't play. So I guess I just don't have the patience. But Kevin, I remember you mentioning how enamored you were with Gemini on your phone. And I tried that too. And I have to say, the thing that I do often is I make calls, I say, hey, blah, blah, call, blah, blah. And with Gemini, you have to be so specific, and I had to put all these last names in, and it became annoying. I'll be honest with you. So yeah. I got rid of Gemini too. Like I just defaulted back to old, my old one, and I have to say I'm much happier. I just don't have enough patience, and I would love to be able to take advantage of all of these AI features that are available. They just don't suit me well. So my question is, if I download a separate Gemini app, would I be able to utilize it that way and not impact the settings, on my phone?
All right. I recommend installing the app, especially if you need any of the some of the accessibility settings, like if you wanted to upload a PDF and have it describe it like an inaccessible PDF or something like that. But I would also say that with Alexa and the app or whatever with Gemini, sometimes you have to refresh. Now, I don't know when you got rid of Gemini, but there was a week a little while ago where the phone calls were messed up. It was messed up for everybody. But having a problem with phone calls now is not, it's seamless now. Like it's just right. It's on par with Google Assistant and maybe better. But I'm not sure why you're having the same with Alexa and Gemini like this. I don't know, but
I think I'm not patient, Kevin. I think that's part of it. Maybe like if I get annoyed for a couple of days, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I need my days to go a little bit more seamless than this. I just need to, like Hershey was saying, I need productivity, and I was just wasting time asking it to call. Like for instance, my brother's name is Mac, M-A-C. With the default regular call, Mac always got it. But then once I upgraded to Gemini, it would call, businesses in my area that had the name Mac in it. I'm like, oh, this is just, it just got to be too much for me. So.
No, if that ever happens again, because it hasn't been forced on us yet all the way because it's still a work in progress. So, even though it seems like it's fully vetted, but it's not. And so what I've had to do in the past, and I haven't had to do this in a long time, but I've had to say, call, like Walmart pharmacy from my contact. So it just doesn't call any random Walmart pharmacy or ask me which one do I want to call. So I'll say from my contact. You can also give it commands like anytime I say call Mac from my contact, call this name from my contacts. You can set up conditions for all things. Like if I say call Walmart, call the Walmart on 31st Street.
Okay,
so that's...
I had to do that too. Tell it call such and such from my contact, which was annoying because I didn't have to do that before. But that way, it would pick up the one whatever I wanted from my contact list.
Hey, so that's interesting you say that because one thing I noticed too with a lot of AI stuff is even when you're if you're talking to Gemini, like if you're in that live talk mode, a lot of times you have to be more specific. So I'm wondering, like when you do your contact and you can put relationship. So what if you put brother in there, and then what if you went back and asked it to call my brother Mac? Do you think it would respond that way?
I do, but I find that annoying. I think you're right, Foster. I do think it would respond. And I think I would need to go in and do that for several contacts that, I know people whose names are just Tom, just Will. I have people on my phone who, and previously never had any issues calling them, but now I do because Gemini will pick up on businesses and things that include that particular name. But I think you're right. If I were to go in and, give it a specific relationship, it probably would do that. But then, it's just annoying. I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm being petty.
So you ain't got the patience for that.
Well, I agree because there's some things I like about Gemini, but some things I like better about the previous Google Assistant, like when I would ask it to read text messages, and I just liked it better. So I don't want to get rid of Gemini. So you're saying I can use it as an app and go back to the old Google Assistant?
I didn't say that, but it does give you some. It does give you some other features. Like you have to have the app to be able to choose which voice you want to use. But just know, and it is annoying, I guess. But just know that, like when it does call the wrong Tom or whatever, when you hang up or if you back out or if you fuss at it or whatever, it's learning. And so you will start to notice that you don't have the same issues, but it's more trainable than the Google Assistant that we have before. But it's really powerful for other stuff. Like you can dictate a text message and tell it whatever. And you can give it a command like change this word. When it reads it back, you can say, change this word to this word. And even if you have to spell it, change this word to this word to this word, and send it. And it can do that. Like it can do a string of commands, and the Google Assistant can't hold a candle to that.
Kevin, I know you're correct. I just delete the whole thing and start all over again. And I know I'm wasting time, but Jim and I are just not friends. I'm trying, but we're not friends. So
you got to stick with it. You got to stick with it, and y'all will become friends.
Okay.
Oh, as if it doesn't sound good, you could put a thumbs down and it lets it know, hey, wait.
That's right. Up. Yeah, the thumbs up, and that helps too. When it gives you the incorrect response, you hit the thumbs down. It says, why did you give it this rating? That helps improve it for everybody.
Okay.
And even having in Gemini, how I got tired of looking through my apps and finding it every single moment, and I needed it. So I stuck the icon on my first home screen. And so if I need Gemini, I could go up to the top left for partial sightedness. You get to go to the side button, it says, or something like the sidebar button. And every old conversation that you may have had is kind of already in there. So if you're working on something earlier in the day and you want to get on your computer, you want to type it out now and then jump on your other phone, and maybe you have two phones because one's for work, one's for personal use, you have that availability to still continue working on the same thing you were in the morning or the day previous or what have you. So maybe if you're throwing a party, you have all that stuff gathered in there, and then you could copy last spoken phrase, start sending emails, and now you already sent all the invitations and you already done in 10 minutes rather than 3 hours. So.
Wow.
Yeah, there's definitely tools for you to be more, powerful with it. It's just give it its little moment. It's not in control of you; you're in control of it.
So I really need to heed the advice that you guys are giving me because, as I mentioned earlier, I am really losing most of my vision, which, believe it or not, I'm okay with. I'm resigned to it. However, I've become less productive, I'll be honest with you. And what's happening is I find myself when I have to send or create these emails, and I don't use my laptop or PC much anymore. I'm going to do some training. I'm going to get some JAWS training because I did JAWS years ago and I forgot it. But so I use my phones mostly, and now I find myself really frustrated trying to send out these, enormous emails and trying to edit them and things of that nature. So I really need to maybe go on to Hadley or something to do a little training so that I can figure this out and become more productive with no vision, literally, because that's kind of where I am now. So.
One thing I could say, Wanda, just to keep it simple, is don't take it as a big chunk. Just, break it into little pieces. So if you're talking about like editing an email, try to just working on editing stuff. Let everything else just kind of go by the wayside. And once you feel more comfortable with that specific skill set, then it doesn't matter if you email, you're editing an email or you're editing a website or editing your books for your accountings or something. It's all kind of the same principle. So when you're using TalkBack, in a screen reader, that's basically the same business. When you use JAWS and then TalkBack and VoiceOver all have the same thing in common. You either try to figure it out by characters, by words, by lines, paragraphs, etc. So how do I spell fox? I don't know. Is it F-O-X? Is it F-A-U-U-X? I don't know. How do you spell? So you're trying to learn by character. So even on TalkBack, you're trying to say, let me figure out how you spell the letters. So you go F-O-X. Oh, okay, I see how you spell fox. And then on JAWS, you're trying to do the same thing. How do I learn how to spell fox at gmail.com? So the principles are all the same. It's just you don't overwhelm yourself and learn through the tutorials that are already built in. So if you take a 4-finger double tap, the tutorials for TalkBack are already built into your phones. So just practice it. Once you're done with it, close it, put it away. Just a little bit of every single day, you'll start feeling more comfortable with it. And
so all the gestures for TalkBack are built-in tutorials.
Yep.
You think that's adequate for me to learn the gestures? I mean,
because if you feel you could,
I know the basics. I know the basics.
Right.
Read all those things. Double tap, that kind of thing.
Right.
But I don't know the finesse gestures.
Well, that's
how
the thing is, you could have a touchpad, for example, right? So on the touchpad, you're going to work the screen gestures as you would for practicing. So you'll feel more comfortable when you do that gesture. Like, oh, okay, I know when they say copy paste that thing. Double tap with 3 fingers, I know that I'm copying. You feel comfortable because your fingers just kind of land on that screen without being pushy with the screen. You know what I mean? Just as you called it, finesse. You kind of had a finesse to the screen. So giving that kind of practice gesture, and then maybe if you don't like those styles, go change them. And when you change them, those practice gestures will practice exactly like you changed them too. So if you're using a 1-finger gesture to copy, you could use 1-finger to copy, and it'll go along with you. So you'll become more proficient without feeling like you're going to mess up something.
This is Kevin.
I got a lot of work to do. Thank you guys for the advice. Thank you so much.
Kevin. Absolutely. Go ahead, Kevin.
This is Kevin. Yeah, I strongly recommend the on YouTube. The blind Android users, the Android basics, things that they have, so you can just do like a search. Say blind Android users clipboard or something like that, or blind Android users image descriptions or whatever. I don't know what all the ones they have, but I send them to my students all the time, especially if I'm going to be out or absent or something like that. But they have a bunch of just basics, and they're walking through and they're doing it at the same time. And you can follow along and all that. But they have them, and they have the full podcast that runs, but then they have those broken down into like 9-minute segments or 10 minutes or 15 or whatever. But they have just several different topics or things that you might want to learn from the beginning to intermediate to sometimes some more advanced, like new features that have been added.
Well, I'm intrigued by customizing that gesture, Hershey, that you were saying, the swipe and then down, so that I can, for things that I do frequently. And so I think that's the first thing I'm going to go and look at, Kevin. Thank you so much for that recommendation.
Sure. And thanks, Kevin. Yeah, ones I use often as a low vision user is color inversion. So if the website is, the background is white and it just kind of hurts my eyes, I could quickly use the color inversion keystroke kind of thing or a gesture.
Right.
And then the other one is spoken feedback. I use it with one finger instead. So that way TalkBack could say, it could kind of hush, but I could still have TalkBack running. And then the other one I do is with one finger, play pause to swipe up and left. And that's my play pause. So rather than using two finger double tap, I don't always have to make sure that I'm hitting something with two fingers. I could just go swipe up and left and play pause my music, just like we had a music playing earlier. So, yeah.
That's amazing to me. So, yeah, those are the things that I need.
A little faster. I mean, it doesn't, and I know what you mean when you erase everything. I do the same thing. So you're typing. Nah, you don't control A. Just throw it away.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. Sure. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. If anybody else have any questions or thoughts, please let us know. Any tinkerers out there? 17.1 Cinnabon. Anyone like Cinnabon? Cinnahu? That's a new Android version, actually. It's 17, but it's called Cinnabon. And if you have a Pixel phone and you're willing to try, you could get onto the beta. But be careful. It's stable for now, but it's obviously a beta, so be careful.
This is Kevin. It's called Cinnabon. Is Cinnabon spelled with an X?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We should use our characters and words. Anybody want to find out?
What? Oh, Cinnabon.
That's what I heard it was called, at least, Cinnabon. But, and then, Google I.O. Coming up in May. So that's their developer conference, essentially, for Google. The 26th, we have, as we were talking about, the Ultra, the 26 Ultra, the 26 Pro, or whatever they call that middle model.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
A?
So it's actually called Cinnamon Bun, so they can't use that because of the copyright. The Cinnamon Bun. I just asked the A lady.
Why did they go back?
Oh, they used cinnamon bun before?
No, we were back at the A, B, C, D's, E, F, G's. We're kind of going backwards.
Oh, yeah, they didn't go to X, Y, Z.
Oh, but wasn't it just sweets anyway?
Pretty much.
Jelly beans and
cookies. But we just had
baklava
or whatever.
Baklava was, I guess that was that.
And then we had, what was you?
Which one was baklava?
V.
15?
That was 15. And 16 was what just told me the other day. 15. 16 was something to start with you.
Wow, I forgot because Oreo was 8. At least that's the sand. Yeah. Anyhow, when it comes to the Amazon area, I guess we're still running on because they threatened us so many times. Like, hey, we're not going to have Android anymore. Do y'all still use Android over there, Ms. A Lady?
Yep. Yeah, I'm here. Well, I was just going to do a little interruption anyway. It's time for our drawing for our $50 gift card giveaway.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. So, Julie, you want to number our participants or?
Can I go down below?
Yeah. Actually, did I get them all? I think I got them all. Do we have
Right now we have
anybody
18
new?
participants minus 3 of us. Then we would have 15, so we could go 1
We
through
should
15.
have 15, right?
Yeah, that's what I got. 15.
Okay. Then I got them all. I got all 15. I wrote the names down and put numbers next to them.
Okay.
So we will have Lady A pull a number? Or you want G-Man to pull a number?
Y'all decide.
Not no y'all. It's between the three of us.
Let's do Lady A.
Lady A? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are y'all ready for us to pull this number? Amazon, give me a number between 1 and 15.
Here's a number between 1 and 15. It's 10. By
Ooh.
the way, I'm trying to...
Okay, so who I have is 10. I don't know why you want to give me all that. Dale Z is our winner. Is he still on?
Yes, this is Dale.
All right, Dale, at the end of the call, if you will hang on so I can get your email address and get it off to our head people, they will contact you and discuss with you how you want your gift card.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now, our next drawing, y'all, is guess when? June. No, our anniversary in June. So we will have an anniversary drawing in June. And we may have a little surprise with it. I have to work it out with my co-team. But just know we will have a surprise with that drawing. But we will have our next $50 drawing in June for our anniversary call.
Awesome.
All right, now back to the show.
More questions, more thoughts? No? More questions, more thoughts. Wrong words? Did I say the wrong thing? Oh, my bad.
Any new apps anybody has come across that you would like to talk about or introduce to the group? Oh, wow, that is crickets.
I don't have a new app or anything, but have you heard all the money that these companies are starting to pour into AI, like Amazon and Google? And of course, Google is getting paid by Amazon to make Siri smarter.
Hey.
Amazon or Apple are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm saying Apple is paying Google to make Siri smarter.
Right.
But then Amazon's like, I forgot how many billions of dollars they're investing in AI, and the same for Google as well.
At least we know where the next stock market is.
I did go to Assistive Technology Industry Association conference, but for example, it's a tough call with where everybody's at, right? Even with these conferences that come about, I would say we push the market by how many products we buy in their ecosystem. It's kind of interesting to see always that Amazon has all these new speakers that come out or refreshers. And the Amazon and the Google side, they haven't come out with the new speaker. And again, we're anticipating the speaker that Foster, you've mentioned many times, which should have Gemini kind of built in. However, I see the next quarter, if we were to anticipate what's coming out, is Google's probably going to have some sort of wearable that might be a little bit easier or lightweight. Sort of a less heavy version of what Apple Vision Pro, for example, is a decent device, but a lot of people are not completely sure if they want to spend the $3,000 there or $300 for Metas. So I would see that you might have more competition compared to the Metas, but maybe in a Gemini package. It just depends on who comes out with it first, I guess. Google I/O is I think, what's going to really tell us a lot about wearables coming up in May.
This is Kevin.
Go ahead, Kevin.
It's not a new app, but it's a new feature. It's kind of like a copy of what's in Spotify, but my favorite new thing is in YouTube Music. They have AI DJs now that go back and forth and talk about the songs that are played when you play the playlist, and they come in and they talk and tell you a lot of stuff about songs that you might not have known, or how the person created the song. Or
I definitely dig it too. You get all kinds of background on genres or something, like, hey, did you know this song happened in this time and this time? And I'm like, wait, for reals? Like, it really does give another dimension to music. So yeah, that's an awesome feature, Kevin. And you know what? It's interesting who just kind of came up to this meeting, and I'm so happy that she did. Because I want to bug her about this one. Anybody watching NBC in the Olympics? And this, do we have audio description in the house? Like, why is it broken? Anybody?
I have seen some of the Olympics. This is Renee. But I have not. I think the audio description, it depends on what way you're streaming.
Hold on. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep this?
Remember, we are on
being recorded.
Okay.
So the reason why we don't get audio description on all the streaming services, even though you can get an over-the-air antenna, is that some people can't see past the end of their nose.
Right.
And they don't understand that there's an audience out there of people who appreciate audio description, who they are just cutting off.
Right.
So they're just not doing what makes good business sense. And they need a little education.
Just, I guess, to educate our people. We just kind of saw your name in here, and I wanted to bring this up because of that. And they said on NBC.com, basically, is that they would have audio description, and having that, I tried out the YouTube TV app for like 21 days. You could get the app tried out, basically. And so I was like, okay, it worked out. It's the Olympics. Let me just give it a shot. And I ended up watching Family Guy with audio description, and it was beautiful. I hadn't watched it in months and years, it felt like. But I watched it. However, I had secondary, and it said stereo audio description. So that was really the interesting thing with even Pixel phones or Samsung phones. We should be getting stereo audio description, and we have the settings even in our Android or our accessibility settings. So I was just kind of seeing what your experience was, and I guess yours it's half and half.
It's like playing whack-a-mole.
Thank you, Ms. Renee, and welcome to the show again.
I'm glad you guys are still here. I just came out of another meeting.
No problem. Any questions? Any thoughts that you may have?
Is anybody else having problems with their Pixel acting a little wacky lately? The screen not responding and some other things, or is it just my Pixel?
All right. Anybody want to put some insight to that? I'm not hearing Kevin.
This is
Go
Kevin.
ahead. You hear Kevin. Go ahead, Kevin.
I've dropped mine hundreds of times, so mine is not a good one to go by. It's still working most of the time, but it will seem like it locked up or have to restart it. But that's just like I said, probably because I've dropped it a whole bunch.
I've had some actual interference between TalkBack and the
Yes.
functionality of my phone. I turn off TalkBack, and it works.
Yes.
So that's even though I've dropped my phone a couple of times, I don't think it's from dropping it. I think there's an actual issue.
There
with
feels like
these
in
updates.
modern update of whatever 16.2 or wherever we are at this current juncture, there are some occasions where it almost feels like that it's you touching your screen, but there's nothing underneath it, and there is actually stuff there. And so I've got away with that, and I've tried restarting the phone just to make it work after that. So those have been a couple of occasions where I've got it to work again. But yeah.
This is Cliff.
Go ahead, Cliff.
Hey, Cliff.
One of the things that I do, and people say I'm crazy, but with TalkBack, I go into settings and I turn off them clicks. One, it's annoying, and two, I feel my phone works a little smoother without them clicks being on every time I swipe or double tap or something like that. Yes.
So do you get any feedback? Do you get any feedback when you touch it, or you just
Well, I get TalkBack, but not the clicks.
Just no clicks. I'll try turning the clicks off, see if that makes any difference.
Oh yeah, TalkBack is, to me, it's a lot. It's a little smoother, and to me, apps open a little bit faster with that off. I mean, it could be just in my head, but to me, it just works that way. So.
Yes, the sound feedback to turn it off. There's a couple different ways you could go to your TalkBack menu and turn it off from there.
Yeah.
If you want to put it in through there, so you could also turn on haptics or turn on off haptics. So if you want to turn on vibration mode, you could.
I turned off the haptic stuff. That was too much for me.
Right. Yeah. So for some people, however you hold your phone, maybe that's the way that lets you know where you're on the screen. Some people like the ear cons. Some people like both of it off. So you definitely, and this goes for all Samsung and Pixel phones to do this.
Okay, I'll give that a try. Turn off the clicks, but I haven't had a chance to turn in to get with anybody through the Google thing yet, because I know once you do connect with them, they want you to give them feedback in a timely manner. Right. Otherwise, they close your case, and I have been too busy to do the back and forth with them yet.
Definitely want to keep your case, or not case, rather, just keep your phone up to date as you already do, more than likely. So when TalkBack does update, I think that should go away for you. Because I know even on my Samsung, I've had other issues on its own. Like YouTube app itself has, I think, updated something, and
it was down yesterday for a minute.
There you go.
YouTube was. Yeah, it was down for a while. It was down for a while. I couldn't use it on my TV. I couldn't use it on my smartphone.
Couldn't use it on the laptop.
Right.
I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing?
All these updates, I just say I'm glad that software manufacturers don't build cars, because otherwise we'd all be crashing into each other. They haven't dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's, and they're finding them out, I guess, when we tell them things are kind of crazy. I've been having an issue lately also, what's been going on for a while, and I have not been able to find in my settings, I think I've gone through every setting thing I can find, that when I get my notifications and it reads out to me some notifications, sometimes instead of saying just what the notification is, it says System UI, which is giving me some of the code speak in there, like System User Interface, I guess is what it stands for. But I can't get it to stop saying that sometimes, and it's driving me crazy. I'm having fun this year.
Kevin, do you have any insight on that specifically? I would just think that...
Mine's not doing that. I have 2 Pixel phones, and it's not doing that, but sometimes...
Under verbosity settings, under TalkBack settings, I would check under there.
I'm just trying not to have to go back and reset and start all over again.
Do you have yours set to read your notifications out loud even when the screen is locked, or?
Even when I think I do. Why? If I turn off the screen lock, then it might not do that?
I don't have my notifications reading out loud, so that's probably why I didn't know that it was doing that. So my notifications never come through automatically unless my screen is unlocked. Like when it's unlocked, then it'll read out. But
okay, well maybe I should just change it to just give me. Maybe I can just customize my beeps. But actually,
I have to go to my notifications manually. Like I have to swipe down and literally go to them. Like I don't have them playing out loud because I might be in class or wherever. So I don't have them just coming through like that.
They don't read everything. They only just say that it's a message from this message group, or it's only certain notifications read out to me that I'm getting a message. And my cameras, all the cameras tell me when somebody's somewhere around my house.
Yeah, so this is Foster. So I get that too. And so there's some features on as far as the system is concerned, the Android system, it'll give you an alert about the system UI. So if it's done some type of update or something like that, you will get an alert that has system UI in it.
Oh my gosh.
So that actually is a notification. I get those. It's not, your phone's not broken. It's just one of the notifications that come through on your phone.
Oh.
Yeah, just call it. You have to just get on the Be My Eyes and tell them to turn it off. They give you about a week of back and forth because sometimes I'm slow to respond. But that should be something that they'll just, if you, and I don't know if you ever run the betas, but if you run the betas, you can go to the feedback app and just type it in there and they'll work on
it.
Yep.
Mark,
I have done some of that. I'll give that a try too, along with going to. I have a couple of days now. I should be able to get on the email with them or the chat with them and be able to go back and forth and hopefully get them to at least understand what it is, so it can get on the list of things that they might consider changing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, y'all. Well, we're at the end of our hour and a half. We've had a wonderful call. But our next call will be March 18th, the third Wednesday in March. And do not forget about the iBug movie Friday night, Sinners.
So many nominations.
Mm-hmm.
Good one. Thanks for letting me come and ask 5, 10, 15 questions at the end of the meeting.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yep.
You guys have a good one.
Yep.
You too.
Y'all too.
Bye-bye.